Hi everyone. So while we were at the Tampa RV Super Show, we were walking through a camper and we were talking about convection ovens in your RVs. And this one lady said, "I don't know how to cook in mine. I don't know how to use it." And I told her, I said, "Oh, it's just so easy. We love cooking in it. I cook everything from meats to breads to anything I can cook in there, I will." Our oven here is used as a bread box. So we use that to store the bread in. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I do to cook in my convection oven. And it is so easy. Today I'm making some Rasberry Muffins. So we will show you how to do that. Okay, so you need to preheat your convection oven, of course, just like you would an oven. I keep the little round rack in here because I like my stuff to be on that. If you have something that's on a small cookie sheet that of course can't go around in that, I pull out I have a rack that goes in here and fits on here. Now while it fits on here, this is still going to turn, so don't worry about that. Everything up here will stay stable, but while it's on this of course will turn with the muffins on it that I'm going to make today. If I'm going to cook like, even when I do like a meatloaf or a casserole, if I'm doing a casserole pan, like a small casserole pan, if it can't turn, then I do put the rack in there. So this particular mix has got to be set on 375. So you just hit convection, and then over here I have different numbers on my buttons here, like what it's going to be. And I hit number 8, which is 375, and hit start. Okay, so it does take a while for it to preheat. A little, just like your oven would take a little while to preheat. But some people do cut back on the temperature, but I have found I haven't needed to do that. Now, sometimes I may not keep it in there as long. I will peek at it and see if it's how it's doing. I know when I bake cookies, they do get darker faster, so I have to kind of watch that. I probably could turn the temperature down a little bit on those cookies, but so far I haven't had to do that. So if you're a little concerned, go ahead and turn the temperature down a little bit, but I would mainly just watch your time because the time is what's going to matter. So this is what it's going to look like as it starts to preheat. And what's going to happen is all these buttons there are going to fill in until it gets to the 375 mark. So don't be concerned that it's not preheating, because it is working. At least on mine it is. There's different convection ovens. Mine's a Furrion, so you just don't know. It could be different than what you have. But when it starts to fill up and you see the line up, then you know that it's ready. And it will be a little louder. It does come out a little bit louder when when it's preheated. The numbers go up to 375 or whatever you have to have it at. The numbers will come. It
beeps at you, right?
It kind of beeps, and it gets a little bit louder, so you know that it's ready. So as you can see, the lines are progressing from when I first started it. It's gone up a few notches. It's actually going to go up to where that one is blinking when it has gotten to 375. So you'll know when it's ready. Like I said, it'll make a little bit of a beep sound, and then it'll be a little bit louder than what I hear right now. So it's almost there. This is the hard part, is being patient, waiting for you to hear that beep beep and the fan get a little bit louder. The one thing I have learned about using this is that do not open it while it's preheating, because what happens is it takes the temperature right back down again and it has to start all over. I have noticed that with mine. I guess it's just like your oven. Did you hear that? So it would beep beep. If you can hear that, that is the loud. You hear the fans get a little bit louder. So I'm going to stick these muffins in and just put them right up here. And then after you stick them in there, mine calls for 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm going to do like 15, but check it about 10. So you hit timer and start. Now the one thing you got to remember about this is when you hit timer, you're not going to hear like a beep sound. It's very quiet. But when I hit for the 15 minutes, that's when you can hear the sound of it, of me touching the buttons and stuff. Now, if I had a 12 rack for the muffins, like a bigger pan, I'll show you this when it cools down. But you can put this in your microwave, and you could just use this, like I said earlier, to cook your muffins on or whatever you're cooking without it turning. Mine are turning right now because I just have a small pan there. But if you put it on top of here, it won't turn. They can just bake like they normally do. So I decided to check it at the 10-minute mark, and if you just open it up. And I just kind of look to see how they look. They still are a little white there, as you can see. Yep. But I'm going to close it back up and just try to close it softly because I don't want it to fall. And then you just hit start again. and it'll go right back down. Now, earlier when I told you don't open it while it's preheating because the temp can drop, it doesn't seem to do it once it's up to temperature and you check on it. But you just have to remember to hit start again when you put them back in there. I have made the mistake of putting stuff back in there, not hitting start, going, why isn't it going? And you have to hit the start button. And I'm going to let it try to finish up the last 3 or 4 minutes, and I'll check them then to see if they're done, because it said 15 to 20. Right now we're not at the 15-minute mark yet. And then sometimes I'll just increase it just by another minute or so. Okay, so they were not done. I just took them out at the almost 15-minute mark, and I checked them. They weren't done yet, so I put them back in. And one thing you want to remember is do not let the temperature, don't let the microwave stop or the convection oven stop. If you check it like a minute before it's done and it's not done, I just usually hit this button here where it's start plus 30 seconds, and I added 3 more minutes to it. If you don't, then you're going to have to preheat it all over again. It shouldn't take as long, but it could complicate the recipe a little bit. So all you got to do is just the minute before it's supposed to be out of there, pull it out, check it, and if it's not done, stick it back in and hit start, and you can just do 30-second increments. Okay, so they have come out of the convection oven. I put them right here. You see they look okay, and then this oven will shut off. I guess it kind of gives you time to think if you need to open it up and put anything back in, but I don't do anything. I just hit stop and the whole thing just shuts down. But they did come out nice. I'm happy with the colors of them. Sometimes you just have to experiment with what you're making. These, like I said, these are Rasberry Muffins. It could be something different from a meatloaf or chicken to something you want to bake as a goodie. It just depends. My 2 favorite things though in our RV are this convection oven and my Instant Pot. I love using both of those. Saves me lots of time. I don't have to fool with the oven. But I have to tell you, in the new campers now, the new RVs, they have those big, beautiful full size stoves, ovens, which are really nice. Might be a little tempted if I had one of those to have cook stuff in my oven, because it's so big. It's like a regular place. And I did tell Tom that when we finally move out of the RV into a home, that I want a convection oven in my kitchen, because that's probably how I'll still cook. So I really like it, and I hope this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below, and please click like and subscribe, and hope this will be able to help you with your convection oven. I have to say though, I did have to kind of read my book a little bit that comes with it, of course. I'm one that likes just to be able to jump into it and just do it. I don't want to have to read about it. I just want to do it. So I had to do that, and I also watched a YouTube video a little bit too of somebody else doing it. But mainly I learned from the book, and just by experience, just by experimenting with things. Some things got a little darker than I thought they would. Some things didn't cook all the way, but finally it just takes a little bit of time to figure it out how yours will work in your RV or your home, wherever you are. So we hope you like this video, and we will see you around the campfire. Bye.